Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. Book review, The Signal and the Noise. Why so many predictions fail and some don't, by Nate Silver. Just finished it a little while ago. I definitely recommend it if you're a trader or if you're interested in things like the weather, climate change. If you're interested in current events like terrorism, things of that nature. And I like to share one little part here because it points out what I've been saying in some of my other videos about our government officials, our elected officials. Quoting from page 423. It's in the chapter titled, What You Don't Know Can Hurt You. The 911 Commission report identified 4 types of systemic failures that contributed to our inability to appreciate the importance of these signals, including failures of policy, capabilities, and management. The most important category was failures of imagination. The signals just weren't consistent with our familiar hypothesis about how terrorists behaved, and they went in one ear and out the other without our really registering them. Now, let's look at the first 3 though. Policy. Once again, you get these elected officials who think because they're elected, they're omniscient, they know everything, so they make the policies. Their capabilities, things are beyond their capabilities, and when people advise them otherwise, their egos, their ignorance, and their arrogance prevent them or inhibit them from taking appropriate actions. Management. Once again, because these people have such high thoughts of themselves, they disregard anybody else. Input from We the People, for example. Now, I know that might be a little off topic of the book, but I just really like that one passage, though, because I think it's indicative. I think it's how we can apply the knowledge in this book. One thing he talked about was the difference between a prediction and a forecast. Ponder that for a second before I answer. The difference between a prediction and a forecast. You see, a prediction would be, it's going to rain today. A forecast would be, there's a 70% chance of rain today. You see, with the forecast, you allow for all the possibilities that there's going to be rain, that there's not going to be rain. But with a prediction, you preclude everything else. You're saying this is what's going to happen. And so, that's one of the reasons why so many predictions fail, because there are certain things that, because of the data, can't be predicted. You just can't. You can't predict, if I flip a coin, is it going to be heads or tails? That's random. Now, some people say the markets can be predicted, because in the markets that's random, you can see some patterns. But many times, we just see what we want to see. We see what we want to believe. But a lot of times, our sight is out of focus, is myopic, is somewhat impaired, less than perfect. He points out a few examples in this book. So once again, The Signal and the Noise, Why So Many Predictions Fail But Some Don't, by Nate Silver. Definitely pick up a copy, read it. Especially if you're into math, things like that. But if you're not into math, even though this book doesn't really rely that much on math, they do have a lot of graphs and charts in it. But I still recommend you take the time out and read the book.